Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Relationships. What would you do if you accidentally see a message with a picture of someone's privates on your significant other's phone? Well, this one's from user This Girl Is on a Wire. I, 26 female, opened my husband's 32 male Snapchat and it was a very explicit picture and caption from a girl. He's sitting not 20 feet from me and I don't know how to handle this. Well, title kind of says it all. Throwaway because my husband is active on Reddit. He's probably on it now. Here goes. I've been with my husband for 5 years, married for 1.5. I've never once doubted his fidelity. He's great, super smart, funny, handsome, and I thought loyal. He's never given me a reason to doubt him or be suspicious. I thought it was kind of odd when he downloaded Snapchat. He's not big on social media. I have one, but I'm not very active. We rarely snap each other. He said his friends were really active and he liked it better than Facebook. So, as I said, I've never had any reason not to trust him, so I thought nothing of it. This morning, my husband was in the shower and left his phone on my nightstand. I was half asleep when his phone started chirping and woke me up. We both have the same phone and ringtone for text messages. Not knowing that he had put his phone on my nightstand for whatever reason, I thought it was my phone in my half-asleep state. Despite his black phone case, mine is green. I didn't even notice and I looked at who had texted. It said Mom. Okay, my mom texted me. I can ignore that until I'm actually awake. But under that was a Snapchat notification. A snap from someone named Roxy. I was like, who the F is Roxy and why is she Snapchatting me? I opened it and bam, it's a picture of a kitty, and not the meowing kind with 4 legs and a tail. The caption said, I want your tongue inside me again. Now, I immediately thought it was a mistake, but I was alert now after being awoken by a vulva. I pretty quickly realized that this was my husband's phone. I felt like I was going to crap the bed and started to sweat. I looked at his contacts on Snapchat and she has a yellow heart next to her name. I looked up what the F that means and it means they are best friends. What the F? I feel like I'm going to be sick. I didn't do any other snooping because honestly, I know what I'll find. I just don't understand how he could do this. We're happy. I thought we were happy. We're intimate at least 4 times a week. Here's the real kicker, Reddit. I'm almost 12 weeks pregnant with our first child. He's sitting in the recliner about 20 feet from me and I just can't find the words to confront him. How do I say what I need to say? There is no way I am somehow overreacting or misreading this situation, is there? I'm heartbroken and don't know what to do. Well, OP, a situation like this is always going to suck. Here's what I would do. Gather as much proof as you can. Screenshots and send them to you, anything you can to prove that he's cheating. Then get in touch with a divorce attorney to see what your next step should be. And then you confront him, expose him, and serve him. And that's it. But as usual, that's just my opinion. How about we take a look at a few community comments and then we move on with the update to see what OP finally did. Larvis says, I would just turn to him and say, so, Roxy has an interesting looking vagina. Just watch his face. And Stragglethorn adds, or say you were thinking of naming your kid Roxy. Jay Palin says, I seriously doubt that you're overreacting or misreading the situation. However, I think you should plot out several ways he could respond and how you want to, in a relatively cool moment, respond. Would you be willing to accept a sobbing confession of guilt? What about telling you that you're crazy and making things up? What if he said, I was horny and trading dirty texts with her, but it wasn't really cheating? I think if you can plot some of that out, you might have more of a handle on how you feel about this. Deleted says, I just want to add that just in case, please go get tested by your OBGYN for STDs. If you've been infected with something, you need to find out now to protect your baby from harm. Well, those are three very different paths, but you can do them all together, particularly the one about plotting out how this whole thing might play out, and also testing yourself for any STDs. I personally might use the first one when I'm ready to confront. Anyways, let's now move on with the update. I am overwhelmed by the support and love I've received from everyone. It feels great to be comforted and cheered on by you all. Thank you so much. So, husband cheated. He has been since maybe 2 weeks before Christmas, according to him. I was very calm when confronting him and took the advice many of you gave me by telling him that he needs to explain to me who Roxy is and why she is his best friend on Snapchat. His face gave him away immediately, but he still tried to lie to me at first. He said that she works with his friend and they met when his friend invited her out to lunch with the two of them. At first, he claimed he only met her about 2 months ago. He said that they're best friends because he doesn't receive many Snapchats from others and she is extremely active on the app. He said she just sends randoms and is really into fitness, so she sends a lot of inspirational snaps on being healthy and living better. He said that every once in a while, he'll send her something back, take a picture of a cheeseburger or something just to tease her about her level of health consciousness. First, I asked why he didn't just tell me about her. He said he didn't even think about it because she's just an acquaintance, not even a friend. Then I asked if he'd ever received anything even remotely inappropriate from her. He answered, not on purpose. I'm assuming he went with that because he knew I opened that Snapchat and he probably knew it was a bad one. I asked what not on purpose means. He got very defensive, started raising his voice and saying he doesn't need to explain what that means, that sometimes people accidentally send the wrong Snapchats to the wrong people. Then he had the nerve to say something along the lines of, I feel like I'm on trial here. People warned me that you'd get crazy when you're pregnant, but I never thought it'd be this bad. Now, as some of you mentioned in my last post, it seems amazing that I'm able to keep such a level head. That is because I was raised by a mother who always told me that you never accomplish anything with anger, that you can be emotional, passionate, upset, etc. without ever raising your voice. Messages received quietly and consciously are just as loud and clear as messages received through yelling and screaming. That is how I have lived my life for 26 years, with the exception of just a few blow-ups. I am human. This moment was an exception. I didn't exactly yell and scream, but I became furious. For him to try to blame this on me being pregnant? How unoriginal and offensive. Long story short, he said he'd never seen me this crazy, and I told him that I'd never seen a picture of another girl's vagina on my husband's Snapchat before. He came back with that I shouldn't have looked at his Snapchat. I came back with that it was an accident, but even if it hadn't been, there shouldn't be any reason he's receiving Snapchats like that for me to see, accidentally or not, in the first place. I told him that I may be pregnant, but I'm also an intelligent person and I am his wife, so I knew he was lying and I deserved to know the truth. I asked if I could see his text messages to see if he's been texting Roxy. He said sure, no messages. Then I asked to see his Facebook messages. He looked like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He told me no. I asked why. He finally broke and started to cry. Told me he couldn't let me see the messages because they would hurt me, because they were inappropriate. Then it all came out. They screwed in the backseat of her car the first night they met. This is already long, so I'll spare you all the details, but it's been an ongoing affair for months. No, they did not use protection. Although I was recently screened for STIs, I'll be getting checked again in light of this information. My uncle already assured me that if he was unfaithful, he would cream him in court. Really, the only thing I'm willing to fight him tooth and nail for is our home. I put a lot of effort and money into making this home my dream space. I won't be seeking spousal support, but I will seek child support. I'm obviously heartbroken and told him to go stay in a hotel or with Roxy for all I care. I confronted him last night. My mom and sister stayed with me last night and let me sob all over them for hours. Right now, I'm sort of numb, but I'm also thinking very clearly. I know what my next 10 moves are, and I feel supported and secure in my decision to leave him and keep my baby. A few things I just wanted to clarify. My husband is not a lawyer. His good friend is. There was some concern for my success in court if my husband is a lawyer. His friend is in environmental law, so while I'm sure he can provide some advice, he will not be my husband's divorce lawyer. There were suggestions of me terminating my pregnancy. I fully support the right to choose, and I would probably terminate the pregnancy if I was in a different financial position and lacked a support system. However, I work as a marketing manager for a large company. Not only does this allow me the privilege of working from home about 50% of the time, but it also grants me financial independence. I do not rely on my husband for money, and I really never have. He works in tech, so while he makes a good salary, I will have no need for spousal support. I have a phenomenal support system. This baby will be loved so dearly by so many. Yes, I will have to deal with my husband for the rest of my life if I have this child, and it will make future relationships for me more difficult, but it is worth it. I've wanted this baby since day one, and I am her mother, which means that I am strong enough to raise her alone because I have to be strong enough. Here's to hoping for a speedy divorce. I'm ready to be done with this marriage, which is crazy because just a few days ago, I thought my life was as close as perfect as you could get. Well, OP, considering this whole situation sucks, in my opinion, you did all the right things according to what you wanted to do. First of all, good on you for not reacting to that stupid gaslighting from him blaming pregnancy. What a jerk. But what I like the most is your resolve on how you're gonna carry on throughout your life. You're gonna have your kid, you're gonna raise her, and you're gonna be a strong mom. I'm sure of this, and I'm sure you're gonna meet someone that's gonna love you and that kid like their own. So here's to wishing you guys the best. Alright, now on that note, let's move on to the next story. What's the first reason you would think of if your significant other just doesn't want to be intimate with you? Well, this one's from user Magnifique Delphine. My boyfriend refuses to be intimate with me and won't talk about it. Hi, I don't exactly know how I'm supposed to structure these types of things, but anyways, on to my issue. My 28 female boyfriend, 30 male, of 3 years has stopped all intimacy in our relationship. He gets jumpy whenever I try to hug or kiss him, and whenever I try to ask why he's acting this way, he deflects the conversation and changes the topic. He's even started sleeping on the couch and often zones out. I'm worrying he's spiraling into depression and I don't know why. I've spoken to his sister and parents, where I learned from his mom that he's also refusing hugs from her and acts jumpy when someone touches him. I'm fearing the worst, physical assault. But I know from previous experiences that bringing up the issue is so difficult. What should I do? Edit. Thank you for all your responses. Let's just say a lot has happened in the past few hours and I'm at a loss mentally. I'll update further when I collect myself. Well, that is a very short and straight to the point setup. So now we're gonna move on to the update and then the final update. I wasn't planning on updating too soon as a lot has happened the past 2 days, but some of you have been asking me what happened, and well, I'm just going to lay it all out. Also, apologies for any errors or spelling mistakes, I'm trying to write this quickly. So, most of you said to just sit down with him and talk. Well, things didn't really go to plan. He was very cold to me, and when I said, whatever has happened, we can work through this, he snapped and started yelling at me how I betrayed him and that he hates me. So yeah, that was fun. I snapped as well, asking what the hell it was I did, and that's when he dropped the effing bomb. He said he knows I've cheated on him. I was hurt, angry, and felt like smacking him, but I kept my cool and asked him how he knows I cheated. Well, turns out that his mother told him that she saw me kissing a man about a month ago. Now, this isn't true. Like I said previously, I had asked boyfriend's mom if he had been acting differently. I now know that she was lying to my face. When I told my boyfriend about my original thoughts and he didn't believe me, he called me, well, many things and demanded that I leave our apartment. I said no and told him if he doesn't want to calm down and talk like a grown-a adult, he can go run home to his mommy. I'm not proud of what I said, but I am still furious at him. I've managed to talk to his sister and she told me that her mother has done this before, but like 10 years ago. In the meantime, I've been going through our shared funds, leases, etc. I still love him, but I'm so angry and upset that he didn't talk to me about what his mother said. I don't know if our relationship is going to survive this utter crapstorm. Wow, OP, this situation sucks. First of all, your mother-in-law is a tool. Your boyfriend is 30 years old and she's still trying to control his relationships. And your boyfriend is no different. He's an idiot. A 30-year-old mommy's boy that believes everything she says. And she's done this before. He should have learned his lesson 10 years ago, right? If it was me, I'd question myself if I'd want to be in a relationship with a 30-year-old mama's boy who doesn't have the trust in me to talk to me about his issues. Particularly ones that would involve me. But like you guys know, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think OP should do? Well, hold that thought and let me know in the comment section if you got it right, because now we're gonna move on with the final update. Hello again! I believe my first update had been removed, so I'll just recap quickly. Thought boyfriend was going through something. Turns out his mother was lying to him about me cheating. Okay, so it's been about 2 weeks since my update, and well, some things have gone down. First, after the whole blow up between my boyfriend and I decided to stay at my parents' house. They've been living with my aunt in another state since the bug. Now, as for my boyfriend, we met up about 2 weeks ago and talked things through. I told him that if we were to continue our relationship, I want minimal or no contact with his mother. He broke down in tears and it hurt to see him like that, but I wasn't going to let that sway my decision. He says he still wants to be with me, but his mother has been clinging on to him since he was 18 and he doesn't know what to do about it. I suggested he go to individual therapy, which he was very hesitant about. His mother is one of those women who believe man can't have mental issues. Silly cow. So anyways, I asked him why he didn't come to me first when his mother told him I cheated. And he got quiet and said she'd shown me photos and the girl looked exactly like you. He showed me the photos and he wasn't wrong. I mean, this girl looked a lot like me. Except a quick Google back search took me to this girl's Instagram account. Who, guess what, isn't me. He apologized and said that he's been used to his mother's behavior for so long that he didn't realize how unhealthy it is. I told him I needed a break from our relationship to recuperate my mental health. He agreed. As of now, me and him are going to therapy and are rebuilding our trust for one another. As for his mother, boyfriend has cut ties from her after receiving advice from me, his therapist, and his sister. Last we heard, his mother is telling people I've baby trapped him or something. No, I'm not pregnant, she's delusional. Well, I hope this is the last update I ever have to post about my boyfriend's mother. Au revoir! Wow, OP, I thought your boyfriend's mom sucked, but now I think she mega sucks. She went through the trouble of looking for pictures of girls that looked like you kissing somebody else just so that she could get your boyfriend to think you were cheating? That's just awful. It's a good thing he cut ties with her. Hopefully he keeps it that way. And even though it's not what I would have done, I wish you guys all the best in rebuilding your trust and your relationship. Hopefully it'll strengthen you guys and he will develop a spine. What do you guys think? Do you think OP made the right choice? And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and click like. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, here are more videos from my channel that you might enjoy. And having said all that, I will see you guys on the next video.